Ben, how did you guys pull up after the weekend? I know, going down to 10 men, it must have been, a pretty tiresome game.
Yeah, I think the first half prior to the unfortunate red card, I think we had control of the game, scoring the early goal, and I think we were really pushing for the second. Obviously, getting the red card kind of changed the complexion of the game, and we had to change our tactics in the second half. But I think even with 10 men, we looked the more likely to score the start of the second half. I think Western Sydney's pressure told in the end, and they got that equaliser. And I think once they went down to 10 men, it balanced things up a little bit. But I think in the end, we were probably happy to get the point.
I was going to say, you seemed pretty dominant in the first half. It was a little bit, unfortunate they couldn't get the 4 points in the end.
Yeah, the 3 points.
The 3 points.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, for sure. Like, as I said, we were playing with 10 men, and I think we showed a lot of character to not only defend well, but also push for that second goal. And unfortunately, we didn't get it. But I think in the end, getting a point and playing majority of the game with 10 men was not the worst result.
How did you pull up after the game? Short turnaround with Macarthur on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think everyone pulled up relatively well. Playing in the more mild conditions definitely helps. But yeah, we had a light session today and everyone pulled up pretty well, so I think we'll all be fine for the game on Wednesday.
Cassini was laid out. What's your thoughts behind him? Do you think you obviously saw him today, do you think he'll be up in time for Wednesday?
Not entirely sure. He didn't play in the weekend, it was more of a precautionary thing. From what I've heard, tomorrow will be the deciding factor, so depending on how he pulls up after tomorrow's session, then they'll probably make a decision.
And Tommy Urich, what's your thoughts behind him? He obviously came off during half time.
Yeah, similar thing. He's had issues with his calf for the last few weeks, and he wasn't necessarily supposed to start on the weekend. I think we're still trying to nurse him back in. So I think they're going to see how he pulls up tomorrow as well, similar to Cassini.
But is there any worry about the soft tissue injuries that are happening at the moment? I think we counted 8 up until last week, and then obviously Cassini pulls out with a similar sort of issue. Is it perhaps a training situation, or what's your thoughts behind it?
It's hard to say. I mean, can't really put it down to anything in particular. We have a very good, strength and conditioning and physio team behind us, and we obviously tailor the sessions to make sure we're ready for the games, but also we don't overdo it in any way. I think sometimes it's just bad luck, and I think that's the situation we have at the moment.
Is the deck at play okay to train on at the moment? There's no sort of issues. I know you spend most of your time there.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of issues out there?
No, not really. If anything, the pitch is much better than it has been in previous years, so I definitely wouldn't put it down to the pitch.
And what do you make of Macarthur coming into Wednesday night?
It's going to be a tough one. They've been a bit up and down recently, but they've got some very good players. They play a possession style sort of football, so I think if we put them under the pump and play our high pressing game, then I think we should be good enough to beat them.
Craig seemed a little bit off with his touch on the weekend. Do you think he can get back to what he does best, and that's kick goals?
Yeah, I mean, Craig's probably one of the best players, one of our best players every single game, so I wouldn't say he was off on the weekend. I think he just wasn't the match winner, which he so often is for us. And knowing his character, he'll probably have a blinder on Wednesday and win the game for us, so I have every faith in him.
Yeah, so I guess how impressed have you been with the confidence and the resilience that was shown on Saturday? And do you think that the team would step moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think, when you go down to 10 men, you might not blame a team for kind of just dropping the ball a bit and just losing comfortably, but we didn't do that at all. I think we showed tremendous character, and I think, even with 10 men, we have a style of play that's working for us, and we've won a lot of games by believing in ourselves, and I think we really showed that.
Yeah, and just lastly on Hyundai and Josh, obviously they came in, mid-season. How do you feel like they've settled in now that they've had a few games under their belt? They look like they've, slotted in seamlessly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Josh has played a couple of positions for us, and he's done tremendously well. And one day we know how good he's been. He's been very good in the A-League for Perth in the last few years, and yeah, they both slotted in, seamlessly. Done a really good job.